The jungle still echoed with that final scream. In one night, Isla's entire world burned. Her father, her loyal dog Rook, all torn away beneath the claws of a black tiger. Just hours before, she was laughing by the lake, and then everything changed. Now, inside a shattered cabin, with a rifle in her hands and fire in her heart, Isla wasn't the same girl. The jungle tried to break her, and failed. What survived wasn't just a child. It was a storm, a warrior, a memory carved in blood and silence. And when they asked where she'd go next, she whispered, back. In the heart of an untouched jungle, surrounded by towering trees and the gentle hum of nature, a small wooden cabin stood quietly. It was home to a young girl named Isla, her father, and their loyal dog, Brisker. Life here wasn't easy, but it was beautiful. Each morning, the air was cool and clean, birds filled the sky with song, and sunlight filtered through the thick canopy in golden beams. Isla's father would rise early, carrying a handmade spear and bucket, making his way to the nearby river to catch fish for their meals. It was a simple routine, one filled with love, survival, and quiet happiness. Isla loved helping him. She would prepare the firewood while Brisker followed her around with playful energy, barking at monkeys and chasing butterflies. In the evenings, the three would sit together near the fire, her father cooking, Isla laughing, Brisker curled beside her. It was their little world. Safe, pure. But peace in the wild never lasts forever. One afternoon, while Isla stayed behind to clean up their small home, her father went deeper into the forest to collect firewood. The sun had barely reached the middle of the sky when the air shifted. The birds fell silent. Brisker's ears perked up. And then, the roar came. A deep, monstrous growl echoed through the jungle, loud enough to make the trees tremble. Brisker barked furiously, running to the edge of the forest. Isla froze for a second, heart pounding. Then she ran after him. Through the thick underbrush, Isla ran. The roar echoed again, followed by a scream. Her father's voice, sharp, pained. When she reached the clearing, she saw him. Wounded. Bleeding. Desperately climbing a tree as a massive shadow circled below him. It wasn't just any predator. It was a black tiger, a rare and deadly beast. Its eyes glowed with hunger. Its muscles rippled as it leapt again and again, swiping at the tree bark, trying to reach him. Her father had managed to escape, for now. But he was badly hurt, and Isla knew, if the tiger caught sight of her, she wouldn't stand a chance. Run, he shouted, blood dripping down his arm. But it was too late. The tiger turned. Its eyes locked onto Isla. And then, it charged. Isla ran like she'd never run before. Branches tore at her clothes. Thorns scraped her arms. Brisker sprinted beside her, barking, growling, trying to distract the tiger. But it was gaining. Gasping for breath, Isla stumbled behind a large rock formation. Her body shook. She could still hear it, the breathing, the growling, just meters away. She was alone. Terrified. Somewhere in the jungle, her father was still calling her name. And Brisker, he never left her side. Isla's father and Brisker finally found her hours later. She was shivering, hiding behind the rock, her eyes swollen with tears. Relief flooded his face as he held her tightly, but the danger wasn't over. The tiger was still hunting them. They had to get home. Supporting each other, they made the long walk back, blood leaving a faint trail through the foliage. But the tiger, it followed. Always out of sight, always near. As night fell, they reached their cabin, but before they could lock the door, a shadow passed the window. The tiger had arrived. It smashed through the glass, roaring as it lunged toward Isla. Brisker leapt in its path, brave, loyal, without hesitation. He attacked with everything he had, but the tiger was too strong. In one powerful strike, it sent Brisker flying into the wall, whimpering in pain. Isla screamed. Her father dragged her away, slamming a door between them and the beast. He grabbed an old axe and handed Isla a flashlight. Hide. No matter what happens. Don't come out until it's over, he said, breathing heavily. He called for help on a satellite phone, but the signal was weak. No one would reach them in time. He had only one choice: fight. The sounds of the battle echoed through the cabin, wood cracking, claws scraping, grunts of pain. Isla stayed hidden, clutching Brisker's paw, tears running down her face. And then, silence. She stepped out slowly. Her world shattered. Her father was gone. He had fought bravely. But the tiger had won. Isla fell to her knees beside him, screaming, broken. Brisker lay motionless nearby, barely breathing. Within minutes, he, too, was gone. They were both gone. Her only family, stolen by the jaws of a monster. Now, only fire remained inside her. Not fear. Not sadness. The jungle no longer felt like home. It felt like a battlefield. Isla buried her father beneath a tall mahogany tree. The same spot where he once carved her name into the bark when she was 5. Brisker was laid beside him, wrapped in the old blanket they always used on cold nights. She placed her father's broken compass on the grave. It didn't point north anymore, but to her, it pointed to purpose. That night, Isla didn't cry. She sat in silence. Her face marked with ash. Her eyes hollow. She remembered everything her father had taught her: how to track, how to stay hidden, how to fight if there was no other choice. Now, there was no other choice. The next day, she started preparing. She studied the jungle paths, where the tiger liked to roam. She set up snares, tripwires, even sharpened bamboo spears. She covered her scent with mud and leaves. Every night, she waited. And every night, the tiger got closer. Until finally, it came. The full moon cast silver light through the trees. Isla stood in the middle of the clearing, holding a flaming torch, just as she'd planned. The tiger emerged, eyes glowing, mouth stained from past kills. It was no longer a predator. It was death itself. But Isla didn't run. She stared back. Unshaken. The beast growled and charged, but this time, she was ready. It tripped the first wire, snap, a log fell. Then the second, thunk. A bamboo spear slashed across its side. Wounded and furious, it thrashed through the trees, chasing her through the trap-filled jungle. She lured it into the final pit. One misstep, and the tiger fell, straight onto sharpened stakes below. The roar that once haunted her dreams faded into silence. Isla stood at the edge of the pit, chest heaving, torch still burning. She didn't smile. She didn't celebrate. She just whispered, "It's over." The jungle was quiet again. But Isla, she would never be the same. She was no longer just a girl. She was a survivor. She was the storm.